In mathematics, we shall be looking at the topic polynomials. When we talk about polynomials, we are talking about mathematical expressions which have a product of a constant and a variable that has several powers. What I mean is that when you have a number such as 3x minus 2, this 3 is a constant and this x is a variable. Now this power of this variable can increase. Now in this case, we have this as a linear polynomial. You could have 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. This is also a polynomial, which is a quadratic polynomial. We could have several powers of n. It could increase to as 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. Now a function whose value are given by a polynomial is known as a polynomial function, and we'll see that with this. Now if you have an expression such as 2x raised by 3 minus 3x squared plus 5x plus 3. Now this is a polynomial expression which we could equate to fx. Now with this fx here, we have a polynomial function. It's a polynomial function. Why? Because we could have the value of x as any number, and for instance, if you make the value of x to be 2, all you need to do is to substitute the 2 into each of these x in order to get the expression. Now don't forget that we could also equate this particular expression. We could equate this particular expression to 0. Now under polynomial, we shall be looking at the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and solving some problems that have to do with finding remainder and the factors. And so we'll start by taking some questions. Here is the first question, which says that given f of x equal to 5x raised by 3 minus 3x squared plus 4x plus 7, g of x equal to 6x squared plus 5x minus 4, h of x equal to 8x raised by 3 plus 5x minus 2. Find a f of x plus g of x, and b 3f of x minus 2h of x. So in this question, in order to solve it, we could solve it with two methods, but I will go straight to a very easy method. Here, our f of x is this, so we have it as 5x raised by 3 minus 3x squared plus 4x plus 7 plus g of x, which is this. Now to write this g of x, we have 6x squared. So the x squared needs to correlate with where there is an x squared in the first equation. And so we have 6x squared plus 5x. So you can see that the 5x here has correlated with the 5x, with the 4x here, and then minus 4. So what we need to do is to add this 2. To add it, we'll say 7 plus minus 4, which is the same as saying 7 minus 4, and that is 3. And then 4x plus 5x. That is the same as saying 4x plus 5x, and that is 9x. We have a plus here. Next, we have minus 3x squared plus 6x squared. That gives us plus 3x squared. And then we have 5x to the power of 3. We have found the sum of f of x plus g of x. B, we have to find the sum of 3f of x minus 2h of x. In order to solve this, first, we need to find 3 multiplied by this f of x. So we have 3 into brackets f of x, which is 5x to the power of 3 minus 3x squared plus 4x plus 7. 3 times 5 is 15, x raised by 3 minus 9x squared plus 12x plus 21. Next, we need to find 2 times h of x. So we have 2 into brackets, h of x is over here. So we have 8x raised by 3 plus 5x minus 2. 2 times 8 is 16x raised by 3 plus 2 multiplied by 5, that's 10x minus 4. And so the next thing for us is to find the value of this by subtracting. And this is how we get to do it. We have 15x raised by 3 minus 9x squared plus 12x plus 21. And then we have 16x raised by 3. It needs to correlate with the raised by 3 on top. So we have 16x raised by 3. And next we have plus 10 raised by x. So meaning here we do not have x raised by 2. So we'll leave this place blank. And then we'll move on to this place, which is plus 10x. And then minus 4. Now there's no crime in leaving that blank. Then we have our minus because we are to subtract. This minus is over here. Now the first thing we'll do is that we have 21, this plus 21 minus 4. What does that mean? Well, we have 21 minus 4. It is the same thing as having it as 21 plus 4. That is what? 25. So we have plus 25 over here. Next, plus 12x minus plus 10x. That is same as saying 12x minus 10x. That leaves us with 2x. Next, we have this. So we have a plus here. We have this minus 9x squared. We have no value over here. And so we will only write it as it is. That's 9x squared. And next we have 15x raised by 3 minus 16x. That gives us minus x raised by 3. And so we have a final answer. So we have a final answer as minus x raised by 3 minus 9x squared plus 2x plus 25. Next question. If f of x equal to 3x raised by 3 plus 4x raised by 2 minus 5x plus 9, find f of minus 1. Here we have that f of x equal to 3x raised by 3 plus 4x squared minus 5x plus 9. So we have f of minus 1. Now to get that, we'll have 3 into brackets minus 1 raised by 3 plus 4 into brackets minus 1 squared minus 5 into brackets minus 1 plus 9. Minus 1 raised by 3 is the same thing as minus 1. And then minus 1 squared is 1 minus 5 minus 1 plus 9. Now let's open the brackets. We have 3 times minus 1, that's minus 3. Then plus 4 plus 5 plus 9. Let's add the ones that have a positive sign in front. And so 9 plus 5, 14. 14 plus 4, 18. We have minus 3 plus 18. Hence, the value is minus 3 plus 18, that is 15. So f of minus 1 equal to 15. Here's the next question. Given that p of x equal to 5x cubed plus 3x squared minus 2x plus 4 and q of x equal to 2x squared plus 1, find p of x times q of x. Alright, so we have 5x cubed plus 3x squared minus 2x plus 4. And then q of x is 2x squared. Now, what way we're writing the 2x squared? We're writing it directly above the variable x squared. And then plus 1. Now, we are going to multiply this out. 1 times 4 gives 4. 1 times minus 2x gives us minus 2x. 1 times plus 3x squared, we have plus 3x squared. And then 1 times 5x raised power 3, we have 5x raised power 3. Next, we'll use this 2x squared to multiply this all through. So we'll start from here. 2x squared multiplied by 4. 2 times 4 is 8. So we have 8x squared. We are writing it here because we have 2x squared times 4. That is 8x squared. We have the variable x squared. And so the x squared needs to be written directly under the variable x squared. Next, 2x squared times minus 2x. That's 2x squared times minus 2x. That will give us minus 2 times 2. That's 4x to the power of 3 because we have 2 plus 1. And so we have it written here. Minus 4x raised by 3. Here we have a plus. Next, we have 2x squared multiplied by plus 3x squared. That is 2x squared multiplied by 3x squared. 2 times 3 gives us 6x. 2 plus 2, that's 4. And so we have plus 6x raised by 4. Next, 2x squared multiplied by 5x raised by 3. That's 2x squared multiplied by 5x raised by 3. 2 times 5 is 10x. This is 2 plus 3, that's 5. It's not going to be 2 times 5 because these are powers. We obey the law of indices. So we have plus 10x raised by 5. And so the next thing is that we'll add this together. We have 4 over here. So we have 4 over here. And then we have minus 2x over here. Here we have a plus. Here we have 3x squared plus 8x squared. That gives 11x squared. Next we have 5x raised by 3 minus 4x raised by 3. That's 5 minus 4, that's 1. So we have x raised by 3. And then we have, that's plus over here, plus 6x raised by 4. And then 10x raised by 5. So we have succeeded in finding the product. Alright, so here's the second one. We have to find the product of f of x, which is equal to 3x squared plus 4x plus 2, and g of x, which is 4x raised by 3 minus 2x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now we could put any one over the other, but it is more preferable to have the longer one above the shorter one. So let's take it like this. We have 4x raised by 3 minus 2x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now with this, we'll multiply out. 2 times 6, that's 12. 2 times 5, we have plus 10x. Then 2 times minus 2x squared, that gives minus 4x squared. And then 2 times 4x raised by 3, that is 8x raised by 3. Next, we'll use 4x to multiply through. Now 4x multiplied by 6, that's 24x. So we have the 24x written under the 10x. Next, 4x multiplied by 5x, that gives plus 20x squared. We have our plus here, then we have plus 20x squared. Next, 4x multiplied by minus 2x squared. That gives 2 times 4, that's 8. And then x squared times x, which is 8, which is x raised by 3. And then don't forget that we have a negative. And then 4x multiplied by 4x raised by 3, that's 16x to the power of 4. So we have plus 16x raised by 4. Next, we are going to use this 3x squared to multiply all this. 3x squared times 6. That's 3 times 6 is 18 x squared. Then 3x squared multiplied by 5x. That is 3x squared times 5x. 3 times 5 is 15x to the power of 3. So we have plus here, and that will give us plus 15x raised to power 3. Next, we have 3x squared times minus 2x. That is 3x squared times minus 2x squared. We have minus 3 times 2 is 6x to the power of 4. So we have it over here, minus 6x raised to power 4, and then 3x squared times 4x raised to power 3. 3 times 4 gives 12, and then x to the power of 5, because this is raised to power 2 and raised to power 3. It's not going to be 2 times 3, rather it will be 2 plus 3. So the next thing is that we'll add all this. We have plus 12, 10x plus 24x, that gives plus 34x, and then minus 4x squared plus 20x squared plus 10x squared. What we need to do is, let's take this positive first. 20x squared plus 18x squared, that gives 38x squared. And so 38x squared minus 4x squared, we have plus 34x squared. Next, we have 8x cubed minus 8x cubed plus 15x cubed. Now 8x cubed minus 8x cubed, that cancels out, that's 0. And so we are left with plus 15x cubed. Then 16x raised to power 4 minus 6x raised to power 4. Here we have plus 10x raised to power 4. And then we have 12x raised to power 5. So we have succeeded in finding the product of two polynomials. Next question, find the quotient and the remainder when a 6x cubed minus 5x squared plus 5x plus 3 is divided by 2x minus 1. B, 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 4x minus 15 is divided by x minus 3. This is an example of division of two polynomials, and here is how it is carried out. You know, this is just like having a number like 36 divided by 2, and if you have to divide it, you first move gradually. You would say that 2 into 6 gives 1, 1 times 2 gives 2, 3 minus 2 is 1, and then you bring down this 6. Next, 2 into 16, that gives 8, and so 8 times 2 is what? 16. Meaning that 2 multiplied by 18 will give you what you have in here. That is the exact process we will use in order to solve this. We will say that 2x, we say 2x into 6x raised to power 3. That is like saying that 6x raised to power 3 divided by 2x. So 2 cancels 6, we have 3, and then that will be 3x raised to power 3. We have an x here, so the x comes up and becomes minus 1, so we're having 3x raised to power 2. In order to understand these polynomials, you need to watch our video on indices. So 2x into 6x cubed gives 3x squared. And so we have a 3x squared written here. It is written directly above the 5x squared. Next, you will now use this 3x squared to multiply 2x. So 3x squared times 2x gives 6x cubed. And then 3x squared times minus 1 gives minus 3x squared. So what we've done is to use the 3x squared to multiply 2x. It gave this. And then use the 3x squared to multiply minus 1. That gives this. So next is you would subtract minus 5x squared minus 3x squared. So it's just like having minus 5x squared minus, which is this minus, then this minus 3x squared. That is minus 5x squared. Minus times minus gives plus 3x squared. Minus 5x squared plus 3x squared, that gives minus 2x squared. And so we'll record that here, minus 2x squared. Then 6x cubed minus 6x cubed will give 0, and so we may not need to add it. Next, we'll bring this plus 5x down. That's plus 5x. Next is to say that 2x into minus 2x squared. That means 2x squared divided by 2x. We have a minus here. 2 cancels 2, and we have an x here, cancels 1x. And so we are left with minus x. So we'll have it that 2x into minus 2x squared is minus x. Then minus x multiplied by 2x, that gives minus 2x squared. And then minus x times minus 1, that gives plus x. And then we'll subtract again. 5x minus plus x. That's the same thing as saying 5x minus x. That gives 4x. And then minus 2x squared minus 2x squared. So that's just like saying that minus 2x squared minus 2x squared. Here we have minus 2x squared. Minus times minus gives plus 2x squared. And we know that minus 2x squared plus 2x squared, that gives 0. And so we leave nothing written here. Next is that we'll bring this plus 3. We'll bring it down. 2x into 4x. That is 4x divided by 2x. That's what that means. X cancels x, 2 cancels 4 to have 2. So we are left with 2. And so 2x into 4x, we have plus 2. Then 2 times 2x, we have 4x plus 2 times minus 1, that gives minus 2. We'll subtract. We say that plus 3, so 3 minus minus 2. 3 minus minus 2, that's 3 plus 2, because minus times minus gives plus. And so we are left with 5. So we have 5 written here. And then 4x minus 4x, we have 0. Now from all what we've done here, we have the dividend. The dividend is this. That is 6x raised by 3 minus 5x squared plus 5x plus 3. And then we have our divisor, which is 2x minus 1. 2x minus 1. And then we have this as the quotient. The quotient is 3x squared minus x plus 2. And we have the remainder. The remainder over here is 5. So from all this, we could represent this as D. We could represent this as V. We could represent this as Q. And this as R. Such that the divisor multiplied by the quotient, which is V times Q plus the remainder, that would give us our dividend. So this is a particular rule which is applicable in polynomials. So in this question, the quotient is 3x squared minus x plus 2, and our remainder is 5. We want to divide 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 4x minus 15 by x minus 3. Alright, so we'll move on gradually. We have x into 2x cubed. That's just like saying 2x cubed divided by x. So we have 2x, 3 minus 1. We have like 1 over here, so that is 2x squared. So x into 2x cubed gives us 2x squared. So we'll place the 2x squared directly under minus 3x squared. Then we'll use the 2x squared to multiply each of these. So 2x squared times x, we have 2x raised by 3. And then 2x squared multiplied by minus 3, that gives minus 6x squared. Next is we'll subtract. We'll have it that minus 3x squared minus 6x squared. That's minus 3x squared minus 6x squared. Minus multiplies minus, we have plus. So we have minus 3x squared plus 6x squared. When we find the sum of this, we'll have 3x squared. So we have 3x squared left here, which is a positive. And then 2x cubed minus 2x cubed equal to 0. Next, we bring minus 4x here. We bring it down. Next is to say that x into 3x squared. That means 3x squared divided by x. So x, 1x cancels 1x here, so we are left with 3x. And so we have that x into 3x squared, that is 3x. Then 3x times x, that gives 3x squared. And then 3x times minus 3, that gives minus 9x. And then we'll subtract. Now this means that minus 4x minus 9x. So we have it there as minus 4x minus 9x. That is minus 4x. Minus times minus is plus 9x. And so minus 4x plus 9x, that gives 5x. So we have a 5x over here. And then 3x squared minus 3x squared, that's 0. That is settled. Then we bring minus 15, we bring it down. Next, we'll have that x into 5x. That is like having 5x divided by x. We have 5. We'll place the 5 here. And then 5 multiplied by x. That gives 5x. And then that 5 multiplied by minus 3. That gives minus 15. And so when we subtract, we have that minus 15 minus 15. That's minus 15. Minus times minus is plus 15. And so that is minus 15 plus 15, that's 0. So we have nothing here. And then 5x minus 5x, we have nothing. So from this question, we have our dividend as this. We have our divisor as this. And then we have our quotient as 2x squared plus 3x plus 5. And we have no remainder. So the remainder equal to 0. Alright, so in this next question, we have to find the zeros of these polynomials. A, f of x equal to x squared minus 7x plus 12. B, g of x equal to x squared minus 16. Alright, so we take the first one where we have f of x equal to x squared minus 7x plus 12. When we are talking about zeros of polynomial, it means that we will equate this particular equation to 0. So we have this expression. Now what we'll do is that we will factorize this x squared minus 7x plus 12. So it gives x squared, 12 times x squared, that gives 12x squared. We'll look for two factors that when we multiply it will give us 12. And those two factors, when we add it, it will give minus 7. And the factors are minus 3 and minus 4. Alright, so we'll replace minus 7x with minus 3x minus 4x plus 12 equal to 0. We'll bring out what is common here. That is x into bracket x minus 3 minus 4 into bracket x minus 3 equals to 0. Hence, x minus 4 bracket x minus 3 equal to 0. So x minus 4 equal to 0, x minus 3 equal to 0. Hence, x equal to 4, 3. Hence, the zeros of f of x equal to 4, 3. And the b, we have g of x equal to x squared minus 16. So we equate this to 0. Now, this can become x squared minus 4 squared. This is an example of difference of two squares. And this means x minus 4 into bracket x plus 4 equal to 0. And so x minus 4 equal to 0 and x plus 4 equal to 0. So x equal to 4, minus 4. Hence, g of x equal to 4, minus 4. Next question says, find the remainder when f of x, which is equal to 3x raised by 3 plus 2x squared minus x plus 4, is divided by a, x minus 1, b, x minus 2, and c, x minus 3. In this question, the way we find the remainder is by dividing f of x by the factors given. We're going to get that done using two methods. Here we have 3x raised to power 3 plus 2x squared minus x plus 4. Now we want to find the remainder using two methods. So we have x minus 1. To get the remainder here, what we need to do is we can divide this by x minus 1 and then we'll find out if there's a remainder. This is how it goes. X into 3x cubed, we have 3x squared. How did you do that? That's 3x raised to power 3 divided by x. Here this is x, 3 times x times x times x over x. So x cancels x. So we are left with 3x squared. Alright, so that's how we got the 3x squared. 3x squared times x gives 3x cubed. Then 3x squared times minus 1 gives minus 3x squared. Subtract. Plus 2x squared minus 3x. That is plus 2 minus 3. This means plus 2 plus 3. And so that gives plus 5x squared. And then 3x cubed minus 3x cubed, we are left with 0. So we may not write anything. We bring down this minus x. X into plus 5x squared. That gives plus 5. So we have plus 5. Oh, plus 5x. Plus 5x multiplied by x. That gives plus 5x squared. And then plus 5x multiplied by minus 1. That gives minus 5x. Then we subtract. Minus x minus 5. Minus x minus 5. That is minus x plus 5x. And that is 4x. So we have plus 4x here. And then 5x squared minus 5x squared. That's nothing. Alright, so we bring down this 4 plus 4. And then x into plus 4x. We have plus 4. 4 times x. That gives 4x. And then 4 times minus 1. That gives minus 4. Then we have a minus here. Now plus 4 minus 4. Plus 4 minus 4. That gives 4 plus 4. And that's 8. So we have 8 here. And then plus 4x minus 4x. That's nothing. So we are left with plus 8 as the remainder. Now this is the first method of getting the remainder. The second method we will use to get the remainder is this. If we have that x minus 1 is one of the factors, we can equate this to be 0. And we'll have that x equal to 1. Hence, we will have our f of x to be 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus x plus 4. According to this is what the question is. When we replace the x with 1, having a function of 1, we'll replace all the x in this equation with 1. And so we have 3 into brackets 1 cubed plus 2 into brackets 1 squared minus 1 plus 4. And so 1 raised to power 3 is 1. Then we have 3 here. 3 times 1 is 3. Plus 1 squared is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Minus 1 plus 4. Here we have 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 4 gives 9. 9 minus 1 gives 8. And so we have seen that we will arrive at the same answer when we use this method 1 and this method 2. Now this is shorthand, so this is what we'll use to get remainders. Alright, so the B part says we have x minus 2. So we equate this to 0, and so we have x equal to 2. Now, our f of x for the question equal to 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus x plus 4. If our x is 2, we will substitute x as 2. So we have 3 into bracket 2 squared plus 2 into bracket 2 squared, okay, this cubed minus 2 plus 4. 2 raised to power 3 gives 8, so that's 3 times 8. And then 2 squared is 4, that's 2 times 4 minus 2 plus 4. Here we have 24 plus 8 minus 2 plus 4. 24 plus 8 gives 32. 32 plus 4, that gives 36. 36 minus 2, that gives 34. Hence, the remainder is 34. And next, we have the third one, which is x minus 3. Now, equate it to 0, we have that x equal to 3. Hence, f of 3 equal to 3 into brackets 3 cubed plus 2 into brackets 3 squared minus 3 plus 4. We have it that 3 squared is 27, so we have 3 multiplied by 27 plus 3 squared is 9 minus 3 plus 4. 3 multiplied by 27, that gives 81, plus 2 times 9 is 18, minus 3 plus 4. Now when we add all this together, we will arrive at 100. So we have that our f of 3 is 100. So that's the remainder. Next question. Determine the values of p and q if x minus 1 and x plus 2 are factors of 2x cubed plus px squared minus x plus q. Here we have that x minus 1 is a factor, meaning that it's one of the numbers you can use to divide the equation 2x cubed plus px squared minus x plus q. And so what we'll do is that we'll equate this to 0 and we have it that x equal to 1. Now we'll find f of 1 and we'll substitute 1 into x in the equation. So we have 2 into brackets 1 raised to power 3 plus p into brackets 1 raised to power 2 minus 1 plus q. Now from here we'll have 1 raised to power 3 is 1. That's 2 times 1 is 1 plus 1 raised to power 2 is 1. And so we have p here and then minus 1 plus q. Now we'll also equate this to 0. So when we equate to 0, we have it that 2 minus 1, that's 1 plus p plus q equal to 0. So this is our first equation. Next, if we have the other factor to be x plus 2 equals to 0. So we have that x equal to minus 2. And so we'll substitute this minus 2 into the equation. So then we have f bracket minus 2 equal to 2 into bracket minus 2 squared plus p into bracket minus 2 squared. Okay, this is cubed minus 2 plus q. Now let's take note that this minus 2 was originally x, so we substituted it. This was x as well, and this was x. Alright, so we have that 2 into bracket minus 2 raised to power 3, that is minus 8, plus p into bracket minus 2 squared is 4, minus, that's plus 2 plus q. With this, we have 2 times minus 8, that's minus 16, plus 4p plus 2 plus q. We'll equate this to 0. With all this, we'll have that minus 16 plus 2, that gives minus 14. Now we're meant to write the minus 14 here, but let's carry it over to this side. It becomes 14 equal to 4p plus q. So we take this as our second equation. We have two equations here, and these equations can be solved simultaneously. We could use substitution method. Now let's say that from equation 1, where we have 1 plus p plus q equal to 0, we could say that p equal to minus 1 minus q. That is, we bring this plus 1 over to the other side, it becomes minus 1, and then this q goes to the other side, becomes minus q. So we'll say that substitute minus 1 minus q equal to p into equation 2. Here's our equation 2. We'll have it that 4 into brackets p. Now our p is now minus 1 minus q plus q equal to 14, just according to what we have here. 4 multiplied by minus 1, that gives minus 4. 4 multiplied by minus q, that's minus 4q plus q equal to 14. Minus 4q plus q, that gives minus 3q equal to 14. And so from here, we have that minus 3q equal to 14 plus 4 plus 4. Now we've brought this minus 4 over to this side, it becomes plus 4. Here we have minus 3q equal to 14 plus 4, that gives 18. Alright, so we divide both sides by minus 3. Here 3 cancels 3, and then 3 cancels here, we have 6. So q equal to minus 6. So that's value of q. Next, we'll determine the value of p. We'll substitute minus 6 for q in equation 1. We could use any of the equations. So we have 1 plus p plus q equal to 0. Here we have 1 plus p is unknown, plus our q is minus 6. So we have minus 6 in brackets equal to 0. Now we have 1 plus p plus times minus gives minus 6 equal to 0. Now 1 minus 6, that is minus 5 plus p equal to 0. And so p equal to minus 5 comes over here and becomes 5. And so we have gotten the value of p to be 5 and the value of q to be minus 6. Next question says, find the value of k if y minus 1 is a factor of y cubed plus 4y squared plus ky minus 6. We have this expression, y raised by 3 plus 4y squared plus ky minus 6. Now we will equate this expression to 0. And then we're given that y minus 1 is a factor. So if y minus 1 is a factor, this is equated to equal to 0. And so y equal to 1. So what we'll do is that we'll have a function of y, and then we'll replace this y with 1. Now everywhere we have y in this equation, we'll replace with 1. And so we have 1 raised by 3 plus 4 into bracket 1 squared plus k into bracket 1 minus 6 equal to 0. 1 raised by 3 is 1 plus 4, okay, then 1 raised by 2 is 1, then 4 times 1 is 4 plus k minus 6 equal to 0. 4 plus 1, that's 5, and then 5 minus 6, that gives k minus 1 equals to 0. Hence k equal to 1. So the value of k is 1. Next question, find the root of x raised by 3 minus 2x squared minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. Now to solve this, we have x raised by 3 minus 2x squared minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. To find the root of this, what we'll do is to first suggest a factor, that is one of the expressions that will divide x raised by 3 minus 2x squared minus 5x plus 6 and leave a remainder of 0. Now take it again. We are going to suggest a simple equation, like a linear equation, which will divide this particular expression and will have a remainder of 0. So the first one will be done by a trial method. Now we could use, if we use x plus 1 as a factor. With that, so we say that x plus 1 equal to 0, and then x equal to minus 1. Now this is the, so we're going to have f of x, which is minus 1, and then we'll replace each of the x in this equation with minus 1. Alright, so we have minus 1 into bracket 3, minus 2 into bracket minus 1 squared, minus 5 into bracket minus 1 plus 6. So we want to see if this particular expression will give us 0. Alright, so we have 1 minus 1 raised by 3 is minus 1, minus 2 into bracket minus 1 squared is 1, minus 5 times minus 1, that's plus 5 plus 6. So we have minus 1, minus 2 plus 5 plus 6. Minus 1 minus 2 is minus 3, minus 3 plus 5 is plus 2, and plus 2 plus 6, that's plus 8. Hence, x plus 1 is not a factor. What if we use x minus 1? If we use x minus 1, that means we say x minus 1 equal to 0, hence x equal to 1. So we have f of 1 to be, now we replace each of these x here with 1. We have 1 raised by 3 minus 2 into bracket 1 squared minus 5 into bracket 1 plus 6. Now if this gives 0, then x minus 1 is one of the factors. Now 1 raised by 3 is 1. 1 squared is 1. Minus 2 times 1 is minus 2. Then minus 5 plus 6. 1 minus 2, that gives minus 1. Minus 1 minus 5 is minus 6. Minus 6 plus 6 gives 0. So we'll have it that x minus 1 is one of the factors. Now after that, if we have taken 1x out of x raised by 3, we'll have x squared. And x squared can easily be solved by using factorization. The next thing we'll do is to divide this equation by x minus 1 by having x raised by 3 minus 2x squared minus 5x plus 6. Alright, so divided by x minus 1. We want to determine the quotient. X into x raised by 3, that gives x squared. X squared times x, that's x raised by 3. And then x squared times minus 1 is minus x squared. Minus 2x squared minus x squared, that leaves us with minus x squared. And then x cubed minus x cubed is 0. Next we have minus 5x. X into minus x squared gives minus x. Minus x times x, that's minus x squared. And then minus x times minus 1 is plus x. We'll subtract minus 5x minus plus x, that gives minus 6x. Then minus x squared minus minus x squared, that's 0. Alright, then we'll bring down this plus 6. X into minus 6x, we have minus 6. Minus 6 times 6, minus 6 times x, we have minus 6x. And then minus 6 times minus 1, we have plus 6. So when we subtract, we have minus plus 6 minus plus 6, we have 0. And then minus 6x minus minus 6x. So this has proven to us that that x minus 1 is one of the factors of this expression, since we do not have any remainder. Next, here is our quotient, and this quotient, which is x squared minus x plus minus 6, can be factorized in order to get the remaining two factors. Minus 6 multiplied by x squared, that gives minus 6x squared. And so the factors we shall be using here will be 2 times 3. We have minus here. So that will be x squared plus 2x minus 3x minus 6. So we have x into bracket x plus 2 minus 3 into bracket x plus 2. So we have x minus 3 and x plus 2. So these are the remaining two factors, along with x minus 1. These are the three factors that we have to deal with. So you could write it as x equal to 3 minus 2 and 1, where we decide to equate all this to 0. Next question, the expression ax squared plus bx plus c equals 5 at x equal to 1. If its derivative is 2x plus 1, what are the values of a, b, and c respectively? Now in this question, we have that this expression ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 5 at x minus 1. We're not told that this expression equal to 5 at x equal to 1. So if x equal to 1, we are going to have our f of x to be 1 equal to a into bracket 1 squared plus b into bracket 1 plus c. That will give 5. So that is a, that's 1 squared is 1. 1 times a is a, plus b plus c equal to 5. So we have this as a first expression. And then we're also told that if its derivative is 2x plus y. What does that mean? Derivative means that when you differentiate this expression, which is y equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, when you differentiate it, that's the y, the x, it will give 2x plus 1. But originally, if we differentiate this as it is, now to differentiate and learn about differentiation and integration, please check our mathematics class on differentiation and integration. Now to differentiate this actually is to multiply 2 by a. 2a x 2 minus 1, that's how we differentiate, plus we have a power of 1 here, so 1 times b is still b x, then 1 minus 1, and then when we differentiate a number, it turns to nothing, that's 0. And so here we have 2ax plus b. Now we are saying that 2x plus 1 equal to this when it is differentiated. And if that is the case, we could equate this with this. How do we equate it? We'll have that b over here is 1. And then we have that 2x equal to 2ax. If that is the case, we could say that a equal to 2x over 2x. And when we cancel this, we have 1. From what we have here, it means that a is also 1 and b is 1. Now we can substitute this into this expression where we have a plus b plus c equal to 5. If our a is 1 and b is 1, what will c be? 1 plus 1 is 2 plus c equal to 5. So c equal to 5 minus 2, and that's 3. So we have that a is 1, b is 1, and c is 3. Here is the next question, which says divide a raised to power 3x minus 26a raised to power 2x plus 156a raised to power x minus 216, all divided by a raised to power 2x minus 24a raised to power x plus 108. Alright, so in this question, we have a to the power of 3x minus 26a to the power of 2x plus 156a to the power of x minus 216 divided by a raised to power 2x minus 24a raised to power x plus 108. Now we know that we have some powers over here. Here we have 3x, 2x, and the rest. Now what we could do is this. Let a raised to power x stand for something. Let's stand for p. So any place where we have a raised to power x, when we have a raised to power 3x will become p raised to power 3, because p itself stands for ax, and so we have axp, right? Then minus 26p p squared plus 156p minus 216, and then divided by this. Here we have a2x. This is the same thing as saying p squared. Alright, so we have this as p squared, right? Because ax is now p. Minus 24ax becomes minus 24p. And then we have plus 108. So we are going to divide this with this expression. So we have that p squared into p raised to power 3. We are left with p. P times p squared, that's p cubed. And then p multiplied by minus 24p, we have minus 24p squared. And then p multiplied by plus 108, we have plus 108p. We'll subtract 156p minus plus 108. That gives 48p. And then minus 26p squared minus 24p squared. That is minus 26 plus 24 minus 2p squared. We have a plus over here. Then we bring this minus 216. We bring it down. P squared into minus 2p squared. We have it as minus 2. And then minus 2 times p squared gives minus 2p squared. And then minus 2 times minus 24p. That gives plus 48p, and then minus 2 times minus 108, that gives minus 216. And then we'll subtract. So minus 216 minus minus 216, that is 0, and then plus 48p minus plus 48p, that gives 0, and then minus 2p squared minus minus 2p squared, that gives 0. Now that we have that, our answer now is p minus 2 as the quotient. So we can now have it that p means ax minus 2. And so this is the answer when we divide this by this. Alright, so next question says that a polynomial in x whose roots are 4 over 3 and minus 3 over 5 is dash. Now when you are told that the root of a polynomial is 4 over 3, it means x equal to 4 over 3. Likewise, x is also equal to minus 3 over 5. And so what you will do is you will solve them separately. You cross multiply, that is x multiplies 3, that's 3x equal to 4, and then you have 3x minus 4 equal to 0. And over here you will cross multiply this, 5 will multiply x, that will be 5x equal to minus 3 times 1 gives minus 3. So 5x plus 3 equal to 0. Next is that you bring these two together and equate them to 0. So we have 3x minus 4 into bracket 5x plus 3 equal to 0. 3x times 5x gives 15x squared. 3x times 3, that gives plus 9x. Minus 4 times 5x, that gives minus 20x. And then minus 4 times plus 3, that gives minus 12 equal to 0. Now you collect the like terms. 9x minus 20x. So here we have 15x squared minus 11x minus 12 equal to 0. So this is a polynomial. The question says solve for x in the equation x cubed minus 5x squared minus x plus 5 equal to 0. Now in this case we have x cubed minus 5x squared minus x plus 5 equal to 0. This polynomial has a power of 3. Now what we could do first is to suggest a factor. Now let us suggest that x minus 1 is a factor, that is, when we use x minus 1 to divide this expression, it will give 0 as a remainder. That's what we mean. Now suggesting this, we'll have that x minus 1 equal to 0, so x equal to 1. Now we will have that f of 1, we will substitute 1 for x in this equation, and so we have 1 raised to the power 3 minus 5 into bracket 1 squared minus 1 plus 5. And so we have 1 minus 1 squared is 1, 5 times 1 is 5, and then minus 1 plus 5. 1 minus 5 gives minus 4, minus 4 minus 1 is minus 5, minus 5 plus 5 is 0. This proves to us that x minus 1 is one of the factors of this expression. The next thing we'll do is that we want to find the remaining two expressions, because in this kind of expression we have 3 factors. The first factor is this. Now to get the remaining 2 factors, first what we need to do is to divide this with this. So we have x raised to the power 3 minus 5x squared minus x plus 5 divided by x minus 1. X into x cubed is x squared. X squared times x gives x cubed. X squared times minus 1 gives minus x squared. Minus 5x squared minus minus x squared. That leaves us with minus 4x squared. Then x cubed minus x cubed give us 0. Next, bring down this minus x. X into minus 4x squared, we have minus 4x. Minus 4x multiplied by x minus 4x squared. Minus 4x multiplied by minus 1, we have plus 4x. We'll subtract again. Minus x minus plus 4. That leaves us with minus 5x. Minus 4x squared minus minus 4x squared. We have 0. We'll bring down this 5. That's plus 5. X into minus 5x. That leaves us with minus 5. Minus 5 times x, we have minus 5x. And then minus 5 times minus 1, we have plus 5. 5 minus 5, we have nothing. And then minus 5x minus 5x, we have nothing. And so we have it that x squared minus 4x minus 5 is the order. Now next is that we will factorize this equation. We multiply 5 by 5x squared, we have 5x squared. And so we look for the factors. The factors we'll be using here, minus 5 times 1. So we have x squared plus 1x minus 5x minus 5. Next is that we would factorize this. What do we have common here? So we have x into bracket x plus 1 minus 5 into bracket x plus 1. So x minus 5 and x plus 1 equal to 0. Now we have the other factors. So the first factor is x minus 1, x plus 1, and x minus 5. Now when we equate all this to 0, we have that x equal to 1. When this one comes over, it becomes minus 1. And when this comes over, it becomes 5. So these are the factors. Next question says that find the value of k if the expression kx cubed plus x squared minus 5x minus 2 leaves a remainder 2 when it is divided by 2x plus 1. Here we have the expression kx raised to power 3 plus x squared minus 5x minus 2, and then that it leaves a remainder of 2 when it is divided by 2x plus 1. 2x plus 1. So we are saying that 2x plus 1 is one of the factors, but this factor has a remainder. That is, when it divides this expression, we have a remainder of 2. So what we'll do first is we equate this 2x plus 1 to 0. And so we'll have 2x equal to 1 equal to minus 1. And so x equal to minus 1 over 2. Next is that we'll substitute x for minus 1 over 2 by having a function of minus 1 over 2 equal to k into bracket minus 1 over 2 raised by 3 plus minus 1 over 2 squared minus 5 into bracket minus 1 over 2 minus 2 equal to 2. Now we'll solve this expression and we'll find the value of k. Here we have k into bracket minus 1 over 2 raised by 3. That is minus 1 over 8. And then minus 1 over 2 squared, we have 1 over 4 minus, here we have minus times minus, we have a plus. Then we have 5 over 2 minus 2 equal to 2. So next is, let's bring this minus 2 over to this side. And so this becomes minus k over 8 plus 1 over 4 plus 5 over 2 equal to 2 plus 2, which is 4. Next, we'll find the LCM of this. The LCM of all this is 8. 8 into 8 gives 1. 1 times minus k, we have minus k plus 4 into 8 is 2. 2 times 1 gives 2. 2 into 8 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20, equal to 4 over 1. So this comes here by cross multiplying. So we have minus k plus 2 plus 20 equal to 4 times 8, that's 32. Next is we collect like terms. We have minus k, we have 2 plus 20, that gives 22 equal to 32. So minus k equal to 32 minus 22, that gives 10. So minus k equal to 10, hence k equal to minus 10. So the value of k is minus 10. Next question says, a polynomial in x whose zeros are minus 2, minus 1, and 3 is dash. In this case, we have that x equal to minus 2, minus 1, and 3. Now this means that we have x equal to minus 2, x equal to minus 1, and x equal to 3. We form linear expression with this. Then we have x plus 2 equal to 0, x plus 1 equal to 0, and x minus 3 equal to 0. Next is that we multiply this with each other. So we have x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 1. X times x gives x squared, x times 1 gives plus x, 2 times x gives plus 2x, and 2 times 1 gives 2. Next we have x squared. X plus 2x gives 3x plus 2. And next we'll use this to multiply this, that's x minus 3. So we have x squared times x, that's x raised to the power 3. X raised to the power 3 times minus 3. X raised to the power 2 times minus 3. We have minus 3x squared. Next, 3x times x, we have 3x squared. 3x times minus 3, we have 9x. And then 2 times x, 2x. 2 times minus 3, that's minus 6. We'll bring the like terms together. Alright, so with that, we will now say that x raised to the power 3 minus 3 squared plus 3 squared gives 0. Minus 9x plus 2x, we have minus 7x minus 6. Hence, that is the polynomial that we are to look for. The next question, which says, if x minus 1 in brackets, x plus 1 in brackets, and x minus 2 in brackets are factors of the polynomial ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx minus 1. Find a, b, and c respectively. We have a polynomial which is ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx minus 1. We're given the factors and we are to find the values of a, b, and c. So here's how we go about it. We have x minus 1 and x plus 1. Now what we'll do is we'll multiply this with each other. X times x gives x squared. X times 1 gives x. Minus 1 times x gives minus x. Minus 1 times plus 1 gives minus 1. So we have x squared plus x minus x cancels out and we're left with minus 1. So this is a difference of 2 squares. Then this multiplies the third factor, which is x minus 2. Here we have x squared times x gives x raised to the power 3. X squared times minus 2 gives minus 2x squared. Minus 1 times x gives minus x. And minus 1 times minus 2 gives plus 2. Now, when we multiply it out, here is what we have. There is a slight difference between this and this. And so what we need to do is to work around such that we will get this. Now, what we'll do is we equate this to 0. When we equate it to 0, this plus 2 can easily come here and it will become, and so we have x raised to the power 3 minus 2x squared minus x equal to minus 2. Now what we want to do now is that we are going to divide both sides by minus 2. And when we divide by minus 2, what we are trying to achieve is to look somehow like this. And when we divide by minus 2, we are just bringing it from here. And it doesn't really make any effect since the minus 2 can get cancelled out. Like if this minus 2 comes over here, the minus 2 cancels the minus 2 over here. Now, what does this mean? This actually means x cubed over minus 2 and then minus 2x squared over minus 2, then minus x over minus 2 equal to minus 2 over minus 2. That is the effect of this minus 2 across these three variables. Next, x raised to the power 3 divided by minus 2. It means minus 1 over 2 x squared. Minus divided by minus gives plus, and then we have 2 cancels 2, we are left with x squared. Minus divided by minus, we have a plus, and then we have 1 over 2x equal to minus cancels minus, and so we have, and 2 cancels 2, we have 1 left. The next we are going to do is that we are going to bring this 1 plus 1 over to this side because we want it to be as similar as possible to this. And so we have minus 1 over 2 x squared plus x squared plus 1 over 2x and then minus 1 equal to 0. Now from this now is similar to this. This is cubed. Here we have a. Since this is x raised to the power 3 and this is x raised to the power 3, the coefficient of x raised to the power 3 here is minus 1 over 2. So we have it that a equal to minus 1 over 2. Next we have x squared. And here is x squared. So the coefficient of x squared here is 1. And so we have it at b equal to plus 1. Next, the coefficient of x here is 1 over 2. And then here is c equal to 1 over 2. So these are the values of a, b, and c. The question here says, if minus 2 is the solution of the equation 2x plus 1 minus 3c equal to 2c plus 3x minus 7, find the value of c. Alright, so we have 2x plus 1 minus 3c equal to 2c plus 3x minus 7. And we are told that the solution of the equation is minus 2, meaning that x equal to minus 2. We have to find the value of c. So what we'll do is to have a function of x which will be minus 2. Now we'll substitute x with minus 2. So we have 2 into brackets minus 2 plus 1 minus 3c equal to 2c plus 3 into brackets minus 2 minus 7. This is this here and this is up here. 2 multiplied by minus 2 gives minus 4 plus 1 minus 3c equal to 2c plus 3 times minus 2, we have minus 6 minus 7. So next we collect like terms. Minus 4 plus 1 minus 3 minus 3c equal to 2c minus 6 minus 7 gives minus 13. We collect like terms. So we have minus 3c minus 2c equal to minus 13 plus 3. Here we have minus 5c equal to minus 13 plus 3. We have minus 10. Next is that we divide both sides by 5. Alright, we divide both sides by minus 5. So minus cancel minus. Then we have 2. Hence the value of c equal to 2.